I'm going to cover the box top with a different method. And the reason I'm doing that is because, as you see here, as you look around the bottom of the box, the stripes are horizontal here and they're vertical here. What I would like to have on the top of the box is for the stripes to be vertical all the way around. So in order to do that, I've cut a strip of paper with the stripes running in the direction that I want them to run in. And it is exactly 2.5 times the height of the box, of the outside of the box. So what I'll do is I'll take my dividers, and at this end here I'm going to mark 2 little spaces. Then I will glue up the edge of the box and place this with the top side close to the top edge of the paper, like this. The open side of the box is where I have the excess paper hanging out. Turn this over, give it a little rub, and then I'll crease this and set this little end down. And then I'll work my way around the box. And with the dividers, I'll just make a little mark here as a checkpoint so that I keep everything parallel. Go down and crease this little edge here. And we'll give this a little bit of a crease. I'll mark it with the dividers and glue out the top edge of the box. Pressing it down and tight into the paper that's already, covered on the box. Now, when I get to this end, before I glue it out, I'm going to crease the paper like this so that I have a fold and I know where to cut it. And then I'll take my triangle. Or a straight edge and set it just inside the fold, pull it back about 1/16 of an inch, and then trim the paper down. That way, when it folds, when I glue it out, it'll go right on to the edge of the box. Okay, and then I'll match the ends up like that. Okay, now, just like we did before, I'm going to open up all of the corners. So I'll take my Olfa knife and just set it in here and open up all of the corners. So everything is open. That one, missed that one. There. And I'll crease it in. And do this, and then crease it out. And then we'll open up the insides as well here. I'll open up the wide side first. Use the folder to set the triangle, and then stick your Olfa knife in and open it from the top of the box. And if you do it that way, then this triangle will push it open like that. Or you can use the back of the Olfa knife like that. And then open it up. So use the knife to press the triangle up against, into the corner, and then open it up. Okay. And then we'll open up all these little edges here. And we'll take care of the top first. So I'll crease these edges back down again. And once they're set, take the Olfa knife and just cut your miter by pushing forward and giving a slight pull to remove the little triangles. This will give us a nice flat top here so that it won't have any bumps on the corners. Push, pull. And get rid of these triangles. Put them right on the floor because they will turn up where you least expect them. Okay, now we're ready to glue these down. Take your roller, just do a thin line of glue around the edges. And then put all your miters down. Make sure your corners are nice and tight. I roll around like this to remove some of the sharpness right on the corners there. And now we're ready to do the inside, just like we did before. Crease it down. Open it up, then bring your two sides over together. Angle your Olfa knife slightly up, like this against the box. And then cut your miter. On all four corners. There. Okay. Now, if you have a hard time figuring out where this line is to go on these parallel sides, all you have to do is stand the box up, take your triangle, I'll use a little bigger one, and then line it up with the inside edge of the inside board on the vertical side. Right in here, just line it up. And that way where you'll see the miter, and you can take the point of the Olfa knife and just cut straight down from the miter like that. And you get your little cut. I've been doing it for so long that I can just sort of see it, and I'll just take my scissors and make these little cuts like this. Cut the little miter out here. And I'm just going to take this piece off here because we don't need the excess in the lid here especially. Okay, now we're ready to glue. And you need to make the top especially tight, especially on the inside, because it's going to be sliding against the smaller box. So make sure you get these nice and tight down here, because the paper does have thickness, surprisingly enough. And make sure you get all the air out. And then we'll rub this down like that and push into the corners with a sharper folder, because that takes up space too on the inside. You'd be surprised. And I'm going to rub this down, press this in, and then stand it up so I can put a lot of pressure on the bottom here. And rub this into place. Make sure the side is really down. And then press that down. Press into the corners here with a sharp folder. And then we'll glue up the rest. Okay. It's a nice snug fit. Okay. Okay, now we'll take care of the top by cutting a thin piece of paper just to fit the top. Marking it there, so cut it. And then we'll make the second mark and cut the other side. I could have just used the triangle, but it's easier for me to run to the board here. So it's been glued out, and I'll put it in place like that and rub it down. And now it's just ready to line.